But now let's pick up on a story that's been dominating headlines for the last few days, and that's the flooding in the Western Cape. The cost of those floods, not only in rands and cents, but also to livelihoods. It's extreme. Wide-scale flooding along the west coast in particular. We understand at least 2 people dead, much damage to infrastructure and homes. Let's now speak to the Western Cape's Local Government and Environmental Affairs MEC Anton Bredell. Anton, thank you so much for your time. Let's start with the people. The last we heard, 2 deaths confirmed. Could you just confirm casualties and also those who need shelter and other humanitarian assistance?
Yeah, unfortunately, Sally, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we've lost 2 lives. The one incident was the incident where 3 people tried to cross a river. And the other incident was when we evacuated the families in a certain area. The one person refused to leave his home and he lost his life. So that's very sad. So we do call on people currently, although we don't have rain coming down, the rivers are still and the streams are still flowing very strong. So please be safe out there and help us so that we can protect the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to us about the people who are in shelters at the moment. How many people are needing to depend on others for shelter and food?
Yeah, in the city of Cape Town, Sally, around about 4,000 people in the rural areas, around about 1,500 people in various shelters, churches, etc. And this is the perfect example of a South Africa that can work if the whole of society and the whole of government works together. And I'm very pleased to say that in the Western Cape, we managed to get that right. Various organizations, volunteers, just take hands, work together. In our joint operations center, every morning, there's around about 45 different clusters. As we speak, Gift of the Givers is handing out food. It's dark out there, it's cold, but they help the communities of Wuppertal in those areas. So really people working together and assisting and helping. And we must remember, although we don't have rain currently, it's still very cold out there. And if you live in an area that was flooded, your whole home is extra cold. So getting blankets, warm food to those people is difficult. And we really want to thank our partners.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is an all-hands-on-deck moment. Do you have an estimate of the damage as yet? How much is it going to cost to actually repair the damage, and where are the areas of damage?
Stanley, it's early days in our joint operations center this morning, and Yanni will be able to more speak to the agriculture side, but just thumbs up, billion rand currently. For the agriculture sector, but now we must focus on fixing our roads and getting the roads open so that products can be shipped to the market, etc. We will do an assessment of the provincial and government infrastructure a bit later. For now, it's focusing to get the displaced people back to normality and also to focus on our own infrastructure, and then we will put in an application where we can apply to national for grants, etc.
So in total, you've got about 5,000 people in shelters. You say some 4,000 in and around Cape Town and about 1,000, I think that's in the Rawlinson area.
Yeah.
How soon will those people be able to either go back to their homes or have a better home to live in rather than a community hall, for example?
Well, we've learned in the past that you must get people back to normality as soon as possible. So trying to get them back to their houses, and they also want to go back. They want to go back to their houses. So we need to keep an eye on the flood and the water levels. And we don't expect rain for the next 7 to 8 days. So we've got very good systems that can model if there's 10 millimeters of rain coming next week, Thursday, which kind of areas will flood. So those people will keep back, but we try to get the people back to their homes as soon as possible, and that will be still within this week.
That's good news, and let's hope that does happen as quickly as possible. How very difficult to stay in a shelter like that. But thank you so much for updating us. That's the Western Cape's Local Government and Environmental Affairs MEC Anton Bredell.